Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn about this nevus. It is very important topic from the exam point of view, as well as lots of MCQ can arise from this and Viva question can also get included. So let's start then. So now let us see what it is. So this nevus are nothing but hamartomas. Here the R will be there. So it is nothing but hamartomas. So what is hamartoma? A malformation that present as a mass of disorganized tissue indigenous to particular site. That's what we are calling hamartomas. So it is nothing but the developmental malformation, and this nevus is nothing but derived from neural crest origin. So it is again an MCQ question where it is derived from. So this nevus cells will going to be derived from neural crest origin. So this nevus is nothing but a benign proliferation of nevus cells either in the epithelium or in the connective tissue. So now let's see classification of nevus. It can be congenital nevus or acquired nevus. So let us see each of them one by one. So when we talk about congenital nevus, it is small in size, around 3 to 5 centimeter in diameter, and the one of the type of this congenital nevus is the Gaumet nevus, which is greater than that of the 10 centimeter is seen, and 1 to 2.5% will going to be seen in neonates, and 15% of cases will going to involve skin of the head and neck. So now let's see what is acquired nevus. So it will going to be appears about 8 months after the birth. So after that it will going to be increase in number as the age reaches third decade of life. After that it will started to decrease in elderly persons. This acquired nevus will going to be evolve in 3 stages. Stage 1, when the junction nevus is noted in the infant. Stage 2, when the compound nevus is seen in children and young adult, while in the stage 3, intramucosal or intradermal nevus will going to be seen during the adulthood. So these are the stages of evolution of acquired nevus. Initially there will be junctional nevus, can be seen in infant. Then there is compound nevus that can be seen in children and young adult. Then there is intramucosal or intradermal nevus that can be seen during the adulthood. Now let us see clinical features of it. 85% of oral nevi are found in patients less than that of the 40 years of age. Females here will going to be more involved. Sites in the oral cavities are gingiva, buccal mucosa and lip, while the hard palate is the most common site. In most of the cases it will be asymptomatic, well circumcised raised lesion, usually pigmented brown, black or blue in color. So as you can see in this picture, the pigmented nevus is present on the palate, while here you can see the pigmented nevus is present on the buccal mucosa. Now let us see histopathological features of this nevus. So now let's first see what is nevus cell. So the nevus cells are usually ovoid or spindle shaped cells with pale cytoplasm containing melanin in them. And in this nevus cells, nucleus is vesicular. Cell lacks the dendritic process. So based on the different histological features, histological classification can be there. So the nevus can be of different type. First is intradermal or intramucosal nevus. Second is junctional nevus. Third is compound nevus. Fourth is blue nevus. And last is Spitz nevus or the spindle cell nevus. So now let us see each of this one by one. So as you can see in intradermal or intramucosal nevus, the nevus cells will going to be present in connective tissue. There will be no contact with surface epithelium is seen. Dense connective tissue band is seen in between the epithelium and the nevus cells. So now let us understand with the help of this diagram. So you can see this is our epithelium and these are nest of nevus cells which is present in the connective tissue. So here you can see nevus cells is not at all communicating with the epithelium. There is a thick band of, you can see this is the thickness, this thick band of connective tissue is seen in between the nevus cells and the epithelium. So this connective tissue band is separating the epithelium from the nevus cells. Now let us see what is junctional nevus. So what we will going to see in this junctional nevus, there will be zone of demarcation is absent. So in case of junctional nevus, there is no demarcation is present between the nevus cells and the epithelium. They are joined together with each other. There is no connective tissue band is present. Nevus cells contact and seems to blend into surface epithelium. Overlying epithelium is thin and irregular, showing apparently crossing the junction and growing into connective tissue. and that's we are calling it as atrophy or the dropping of effect. And this junctional epithelium commonly undergo transformation in malignant melanoma. So this is again a MCQ question. In which histological type of nevus transformation into malignant melanoma is seen? So that is junctional nevus. So now let us understand with the help of this diagram. So as you can see, this is epithelium which is very thin and it is growing into the connective tissue crossing the junction. So it is typically giving dropping off or the atrophy effect. So here you can see the nevus cells is present within the epithelium. There is no demarcation between the nevus cells and the epithelium is seen, and below there is a connective tissue. So this is our typical diagram for this junctional nevus. Now let us see what is compound nevus. So as the name is indicating compound, so it will going to be compound of something. So it will show features of both junctional and intramucosal nevus. So here what we will see, nest of nevus cells are dropping off from the epithelium, and also large nest of nevus cells are present in the connective tissue. Now let us understand with the help of this diagram. As you can see, this is epithelium. So as you can see here, the nevus cell is present into the epithelium, that is it resembling the junctional nevus, and it will going to give dropping off effect of nevus cells from the epithelium. So you can see here the nest of nevus cells are present in the connective tissue, and this is our connective tissue stroma in which these nevus cells are suspended. So this is the typical diagrammatic presentation of this compound nevus, which is showing both junctional nevus features as well as intramucosal or intradermal features as well. Now let us see what is blue nevus. So as the name is indicating, it will going to be in a blue color, and it will going to be occur in oral cavity in 25 to 36% of cases. Sites are usually skin, buttock, dorsum of the feet and hands. In case of a oral cavity, 2/3 of the lesion will going to be occur on the hard palate. Lesion are usually smooth, brown to blue in color. So as the name is indicating blue nevus, so it will going to be in a blue color. So the blue color of the melanin pigments is due to Tyndall effect. So it is very important why this blue nevus is looking blue in color. So it is due to Tyndall effect. Now let us see what are the different types of this blue nevus. So it can be common blue nevus or the cellular blue nevus. So let us see each of this. So first is common blue nevus. So in this common blue nevus, there will be elongated melanocytes with long branching dendritic process lies in the bundles can be seen. Usually these melanocytes lie parallel to the epidermis in the middle and the lower third of the dermis. So these are the common features of this common blue nevus. Now let us see cellular blue nevus. So in this case, an additional cell type is present. Additional cells will going to be seen that are usually large, round and spindle in shape with pale vacuolated cytoplasm. Now let us see what is Spitz nevus. So it is also called as spindle shaped nevus or the epithelioid cell nevus. So let's see what it is. So it will histologically going to resembles the malignant melanoma. It will going to have high malignant rate transformation. So here the chances of malignant transformation will be high in case of this Spitz or spindle shaped nevus. It is very important. It is again a MCQ question. In which type of nevus malignant transformation rate is very high? So answer is Spitz nevus, spindle shaped nevus or the epithelioid cell nevus. So you have to also remember the alternative names. So let's see what is the treatment for this nevus. So when we talk about the treatment, surgical excision will going to be a best choice. So here we can do surgical excision of intraoral nevi. So here with this we have come to an end of this lecture. Today we have seen what is nevus, what are the different types of nevus, and what are the different histological different types, and we have seen in detail about histological features with diagrams, and we have seen treatment for this nevus.